Hey, it's Friday, the last day of March 2023. I got a lot done yesterday, and yet I got remarkably little done yesterday. I did parts prep, meaning edge finishing, deburring, whatnot, priming of the horizontal stabilizer skins and spars and the reinforcement bars for the spars. It's remarkable how long that work takes. Today I will begin with doing the same to this stuff, the ribs and the splice angles and the doublers for the horizontal stabilizer. This shouldn't take as long as that did yesterday. And it didn't seem like it was taking that long, but at the end it was like 6 hours of work. My hope is that I can get all of this parts prep batch done in a couple of hours and then prime it. And then while that prime is curing, I can go ahead and start riveting on the rear spar. Very carefully, because there are tons of opportunities to make mistakes when riveting this part. There are holes that you need to leave untouched, and so to make sure that you don't accidentally put a rivet in there and drive it, not just the ones that they call out for attachment to the fuselage, but also because I don't have the brackets and bearings to attach the elevators. I have to make sure that those are left alone as well. So I'll proceed slowly when I get to that, but first I need to get this stuff going. So that's today, last day of March 2023.
About this bit of business right here, but it is a big part of the building job. You see that I've got the heat gun out there. Turns out that's a pretty good way to get the little sticker labels off of the pieces that didn't show up with the blue vinyl on them. Prior to that, I think I'd been using a little bit of acetone and a scrap piece of a little wood block just to scrape it off without scratching up the part. But yeah, the heat gun works pretty well to loosen it up. Parts prep. You might also notice back in the corner that I've got the two sawhorses with a cardboard on top set up inside of my garage. It was a windy day outside, so when I primed the parts, I put on a respirator, closed the garage door. I didn't want the wind to lift up my little rig there and dump all the parts on the ground. Yeah, as I mentioned at the head of the video, even when you think it's not going to take very long, the parts prep just does. This whole portion right here still ended up being, I want to say, about 2 hours. I mean, obviously waiting for primer to dry and stuff like that, but yeah, it's a lengthy process, but in the end, obviously worth it. But in a moment here in the video, we'll be getting into the riveting of basically the two spar assemblies and the skeleton for the horizontal stabilizer. So right now, the rear spar is basically two spar channels and then two heavy reinforcement bars that tie it together. And that's what you see me putting rivets in right there, and then trying to be very careful about marking whatever holes don't need to be or shouldn't be riveted because they need to be saved for later. And then going ahead and putting in all those universal head rivets, and you can maybe tell that I'm kind of working from the center outwards. So there's a lot of flipping around and stuff like that. And I don't know if it really makes a difference to do it in this particular sequence, but it seems symmetrical and that suits me. So there you go. Got all that done, pulled the tape off of the holes that were left untouched. And that's a topic that we will revisit in a few more videos. So now this is riveting together the two halves of the forward spar and there's a lot going on there, and we've kind of talked about that before. Some of these are a little bit tricky to reach over the flange of the those splice angles. So I would say it's just sort of be patient and do a lot of experimenting with the different yokes and the combination of dies until you find one that works for you. This spot, though, attaching the two, really 4 inboard spars to that assembly, this gets tricky because of the angle of those spars relative, or the angle of those ribs relative to the spar. You see I've got an offset offset tool for the rivet gun. Some of those went well, some of them went really poorly, and so the last long portion of this video, or long portion of this night anyways, is just unscrewing up a couple of rivets that went really poorly, and it took a long time. It's all done, but it was frustrating work working around that angle. Thankfully, I can say I did it without messing up the parts. So that will end the riveting of the spar assemblies, and that's a pretty simple video here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one, and like and subscribe if you feel like it. See ya.